This chapter is about managers and their role as a decision maker. So, to understand that, first of all, we need to know what is a decision making itself. Decision making is actually making a choice between two alternatives. When we have a single option in front of us, then there is no point of making a decision because decision is also relevant to when you have more than one choices and when you feel difficult to which you choose and which you do not choose. So there are some steps involved in decision making, as we can see, and we will talk about them in detail. So let us go through with an example that identifying a problem and decision criteria and allocating weights to the criteria. I will let you know with a very easy example. For example, in the next slide, we can see identification of a problem is like my sales representative need a new computer. My sales representatives need new computers. Uh, what might be the need of a sales representative when it comes to computer? Computers, they might need a data to store, and also they might need a computer that is easy to carry, so lightweighted, and battery life should also be there due to the reason because they cannot sit on the desk for a longer duration of time. They need to move from one place to the another place. So the weight should be there, the battery life should be there, the memory and storage should be there because the large amount of data is needed to be stored, and the weight should be lesser. So these might be some of the considerations that the procurement department, the purchase department of that organization takes need to take into account in when they need to make a decision about purchasing something, purchasing a laptop for their sales representative. So their criteria is now defined, but all of these criteria points may not be equally important, equally crucial. Some might be more important than the others. For example, memory and storage is of high importance, as we can see that there are 10 weight points assigned to them. 10 weight points assigned to them, so they are of most crucial importance. And the second most important is seemingly is the battery life, that is 8, and then carrying weight is 6, warranty is 4, and display quality is 3. As you can see that display quality secures the lesser important points, lesser weightage points here because they may compromise on the display quality, keeping in the fact that the sales representative do not need a very good screen. But just if it is visible, if they can do their work, if it is satisfactory, then it's fine. So after that, allocation of the criteria, allocation of the weights of the criteria, we will see the development of alternatives. So what alternatives we have in the market? What are the companies that are supplying the laptops that we need? And based on our criteria, these are the companies listed: Toshiba, HP Pavilion, Sony Vaio, Toshiba Cosmio, etc. So we will analyze those alternatives. There might be some series from the Lenovo ThinkPad series, Toshiba Cosmos series, Sony Vaio series. Each series will have their own perks and benefits with their own set of specifications that they offer. So some might suit us and some might not. So we will check this in the stage of the analysis of alternatives. After that, the selection of the alternative based on the criteria that we have defined above about memory, storage, etc., carrying weight. Uh, we figured out that the Toshiba laptop, Toshiba Cosmio laptop, is the best for us. So we will gonna implement that. We will buy the laptops from the Toshiba company. That is the implementation of the alternative. And the things are not ended here because in the future we also need to make decisions as well. So uh, we need to evaluate our decisions as well, that we have bought Toshiba laptops for our sales representatives, and what was the outcome? Was these were these laptops good enough for the purpose? Have they served the purpose for our sales representatives, or we need to revise our decision in the future? So why we do this? We do this to to avoid the very cumbersome and tedious exercises for the future. If the laptops hold good for our sales representative, so the next time we do not have to do this loads of exercise before. So we have a plan. We know that this brand is very much suited to our needs, that caters our needs. So we can order the next consignment of laptops from the same brand. So this is it. These are some of the steps. Let's proceed forward. So these are actually the details of the steps that we have just gone through. So identification of a problem. First of all, we have to see what the problem is. The problem is actually the difference between the existing and desired state of affairs. Some things we want in life, and the actual scenario might be different from what we desire in life. That is the problem. So the characteristic of a problem is a problem becomes a problem when a manager becomes aware of it. Obviously, in the laptop scenario, in the laptop example, we have seen that we have a problem that our sales representative need to store data and they need to work, and they want their personal machines for that purpose. So this was a problem actually. They identified it. Who identified it? Managers identified it, and it becomes a problem. There is a pressure to solve the problems. If you do not provide your managers the good quality laptops, then there might be some repercussions. There might be some negative outcomes. So you have to avoid it, and you don't want them to occur. That is why there is a pressure on you that you want to solve this problem. You want to make them comfort in their work process. The manager must have the authority, information, or resources needed to solve the problem. Obviously, if you have a plan in mind that you want to solve a certain problem, then it will be of no use if you do not have the sufficient amount of power and autonomy to solve this. I am a manager, I can solve the problem, then the problem is relevant to me. Otherwise, it's not a problem for me. Like we in our life, we say that it's not my problem. It's not my problem means that I cannot do anything about it. If a manager can do about it, it's his problem. So, proceeding to the next slide, identifying the decision criteria. As we have talked before, that we will take some considerations uh, about our decisions. That we want something in our laptop. What are those things? The things were as we have discussed it, that were memory, that were weights of the carrying weight of that laptop, the display quality, uh, and other things. So here there are some other more considerations as an example. So for the better understanding, that the cost might be the consideration. That every in every organization, no matter how much they are good, they are in their financial capacity, how much lucrative they are, but the resources are always limited. So cost might be the consideration. They want to have a good value for money product, and the risk likely to be encountered, the chance of failure, or maybe they do not want to take risk. For example, they want to go for a very well established brand that other rival companies are already going for. There is a common perception that the Toshiba laptops are good for the sales representative, our work related job specification. So we can just follow the footsteps of the others and go for it. We do not want to work and take the risk ourselves to try another brand. Outcomes that are desired. So the desired outcome is to facilitate our sales representative. Yes. In our example, that was the desired outcome. Then what will we do? We will allocate our weights to the criteria as we have discussed this before. This is the reiteration of what we have discussed before. So, having said that, we will develop our alternatives. We will see what are the players in the market that are offering the products we want, uh, and then we will analyze it. We will appraise that, analyze that, evaluate that, and then we will see that which of the market players, the products from those market players, well suited to our needs. Uh, Having said that, this is just actually the revision of what we have already discussed. So this point is characteristic of an effective decision making process. It focuses on what is important. It is logical and consistent. Uh, the first thing is what is important. The important for the sales representative is that we have, as we have discussed, the more the things are important, the more it carries the weight. Memory was the most important thing for them because they have to store much data in their laptops. It is logical and consistent. So what was the logic behind that? The logic was that they need more space, more data to be stored because sales has huge data itself. They need to uh, study the customers, their behaviors, their taste, and how they were behaving in the previous quarter, how they were behaving in the previous season, and what were the changes in their recent behavior, what were the changes after the change of technology, etc. It's a huge domain, so the data might be very large. You have to study the data of the competitors as well, that how what products they are coming up with, and uh, so the logic is huge storage memory is needed. It encourages and guides the gathering of relevant information and informed opinion. So the relevant information is just as I have said, that they need to study the competitors as well. What policies are they coming up with, and what is the behavior of their customer, the suppliers as well. What are the prices of the suppliers, and uh, what can be their available options as well. So having all these informations in their horizon, they can better study the landscape, the what is going on here, and they can take the informed decision. Informed decision is actually informed opinion, and informed decision actually is the one when you have the information. So when you have the information, you can have informed opinion. All right. This is a chart, and we have to go through these things one by one. So I will gonna skip it for the time being.